Hi, welcome guys. First off, I want to thank SMAC for putting this event together. We love seeing the community come together like this. I'm Penny and this is Tia.
We're thrilled to be here at this year's Sims Machinima and Animation Convention. Over the past year, we've been working on a special collaboration series called Bayview.
The series is a mystery crime where we follow a group of college freshmen who are paired together to work on a college project, where they're allowed to kind of pick any project they want. Brooke, our main character, convinces her team to investigate the disappearance of Taylor Baldwin.
We want to thank everyone for submitting their questions this year. And yeah, so then, Penny, are you ready for your first question?
Yes, shoot.
The first one that people ask is, please can you tell us about how Bayview started and why a murder mystery series?
Wow, that's a good question. So I recently started picking up reading the past 2 years. Bayview was inspired by one of my favorite books, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. And also One of Us is Lying. After I was done with the books, I thought this could be a really good sim series. But what if it was a group of mismatched students of different traits of life? Kind of like The Breakfast Club, which is actually one of my favorite movies. So I thought, might as well combine them all. So I started brainstorming and started writing scripts. Once I started writing up scripts for the main part of the series, we came up with the idea of the shorts. And those shorts will be following Taylor and Samuel and what happened 3 years ago. We wanted the audience to want to care about what happened to them as the main part of the series takes place. And with those shorts, I got inspiration by Heather's, mostly with the girls dressing the colors that represent their main traits. And plus, it looks awesome. So if you have read the books and have seen the movies, you'll see the similarities in the show. And as for why a mystery series, there isn't much of this genre in the community, and I thought it would be a good addition to add.
Okay, so another person has asked, how did this collab begin? Penny, what made you want to work with Tia?
I was toying with the idea of Bayview back in 2022. I first asked Tia to make me a sim, which was Simon, and then soon after, I made the sims for Amber, Brooke, Andre, and Max. She then offered that Tia spark. Then afterwards, I ended up writing the script in one night. Yes, one night. I soon showed her my notes and my script, and we got on a call and decided to do a run-through. She was helping me edit it and refine it, and then offered some ideas. Within a few hours of that call, the collaboration just came naturally. And as for why I wanted to work with Tia, I'm a huge fan of Invisible, and her dialogue writing is chef kiss. She's always been so kind to me through the years in the machinima world, and she's always been open to answering my questions. Whenever I got stuck on any script ideas in the past for my old series or shots, she would always jump on a call or offer some guidance. So when I first started in machinima, I really didn't know much about cinematography, and she's taught me a whole lot. It's a huge honor for me having her a part of this project because I feel she gives Bayview that extra sparks that it needed. And it's also fun when you get to work together with your friend because we get to laugh, cry, giggle through the whole entire process. Could you walk us through your collaboration writing process? How do you guys communicate, brainstorm, outline ideas, and divide tasks?
Well, from inception, we've always just operated in a way where we'll say to each other that there's genuinely no bad idea. So that way, we're not putting each other's input down, and we're promoting this safe space where we feel like, just comfortable enough to bounce ideas around without judgment. And we've also adopted a classic improv style of going, yes, and. So then, whatever idea it is that's on the table, we just keep developing and adding to the idea until it's this fully fleshed out thing, and we're both happy with it.
Yeah, and I guess our writing process is pretty simple. I start with a draft of the script, trying to write all the points that need to be hit. We do have an area where we write things down, where we want things to happen in the series and the characters' backstories. Then the fun part begins. I will send a script over to Tia to have and read, and then we get on a call for a first pass.
Yep, exactly. So when it's time for me to adjust the script or the dialogue or whatever, we'll actually be on a call doing a table read of what Penny's already come up with. And as we're reading out the lines, I'll be editing it simultaneously. So we'll be taking a lot of pauses. I'll be checking things with Penny along the way during the table read. As you can imagine, these calls get pretty long, so we're always sure to make time for one another and that our evenings are totally free. We also have to bear in mind that we have a 6-hour time difference between us, which makes things a little tricky, but seeing as we always keep in contact through like WhatsApp and Discord anyway, it's easy enough to arrange, or we'll just give feedback through like voice notes and such. So the next question someone has asked is, what is the hardest and easiest part of making a collab project?
I think the hardest part would be time zones because, we have a 6-hour difference, so it's hard to get on calls. And as the easiest part, well, I think just everything else because it's just fun working on a project together. What advice would you give other directorial teams who are considering collaborating on a project?
Oh, I've got some advice from a co-writer perspective, if that's helpful. So I've always made it clear from the very beginning to Penny that Bayview is her story, it's her baby. I'm just here to help it along the way and, make sure it's consistent, that things make sense, there's no plot holes. Because personally, I think it is extremely important for a script editor or a co-writer to keep in mind the director's vision at all times and remember that, it's okay to take a back seat at times. I always say to Penny, no matter what, you get final say, whether that be plot lines, dialogue, sim designs, set designs. Like, she has to be the one to sign off on it, if that makes sense. I personally wanted to create this boundary because being a director myself, I know how needlessly controlling and obsessive I can be about my own stuff, so I just didn't want the same to happen here.
My advice will always be to keep an open mind and communicate, because without communication, it's going to be hard to work on a project with someone. Like Tia said, we both set ground rules, and we don't cross them. We're both creators, and I know we have our own way of doing things, but I do value her opinion and always take it to heart. And I do always include her in my process along the way by showing her like dialogue ideas, story ideas, and clips while I'm directing. As long as you both communicate and both have an understanding, a collaboration can be very easy.
Next question is, how do you approach working with actors as a directing team?
I pretty much handle all the actors meeting their deadlines, but we both listen to all the VA lines. I have all the actors submit their lines in a Google Drive that Tia has access to so she can listen to whenever she has free time. If there are any lines that need to be redone, I'm the one that'll be contacting the voice actors.
Question here is, can you discuss the division of labor during production?
I guess our division is, I pretty much set the base of the script writing and the storytelling. But, we both work on the scripts together and, we both put our input on ideas here and there. When it comes to directing, I do the directing and Tia will help along the way, like making extra sims, custom content, ideas for posters, or helping me with input on filming a scene. It's always good to have a second pair of eyes.
Okay, so someone's asked, to keep things from being entirely spoilery, are there any particular dynamics you're looking forward to showing off?
What I am excited for is to film 2 timelines. We get to see how things play out for Taylor 3 years ago and what led to her disappearance. And then we watch the present characters try to solve our cases by interviewing characters and going around the town of Bayview. It's a lot of fun to plan out. It's kind of like having 2 shows going on at the same time. And it's also fun when the characters from 3 years ago also collide with the characters of the present.
Ooh, this is a fun question. So, what characters are your personal favorites? I think for me, it's the main 6 that has really stolen my heart. When we were writing them, I couldn't help but smile and laugh at all their interactions with each other because there is so many big personalities here that clash and that are super contrasting to one another. So for example, we have got Brooke, who is the main protagonist, which is being voiced by Penny, she is super passionate and enthusiastic about journalism. So as you can imagine, she's quite nosy, a little bit annoying, but she actually gets stuff done through a cool supernatural ability, which we'll explore later, I'm sure, and tell you about another time. But she's really fun. And then we've also got Amber, who is the one I voice, and she is this pretentious, bitchy princess. Think Victoria Chase from Life is Strange, and that's her. We've also got Ferris, who is my OC, of course, so I do have a soft spot for him, even though he's way more arrogant in this series, so you'll see a different side to him here. And then Andre, he has some of the best dialogue. He is so fun to write for. He is confident, sassy, funny. Love him to death. We've also got Max, who is just so gorgeous, so sweet, so cute. I just want to put her in my little pocket and protect her always. And then we've also got Simon, who is this really, really socially awkward, nerdy computer guy. Think Elliot from Mr. Robot, and that's Simon. So yeah, I just can't pinpoint one character because I really love them all.
Favorite characters, I think that's pretty hard because I think everybody is expecting me to say Ferris. But before him would be Amber, Andre, and Evelyn Forbes. Amber, because she's got this bitchiness and you can't help but like her too at the same time because, you know, she speaks the truth. And I love the way that Tia plays this character. I think she is such a talented VA and she brings this character to life and I enjoy watching her on screen. And then we have Andre, who is played by Kyle, FLF Pictures. He has the best dialogue. Like, his delivery and the dialogue is so amazing and so funny that I wish Andre was my best friend in real life. And then Evelyn Forbes. Oh, God. So Evelyn Forbes kind of just started as this probably minor character. I really was like, okay, I'm just gonna have a reporter. And once I offered the role to Ruby and she just took her to this other level that I was so amazed with, I just fell in love with her. Like, her dialogue, she's got this fire in her and she's this gossip queen and she's just so amazing. So those would probably be my top 3 picks. I do love my main cast, but those are the 3 that I always look forward to seeing on screen. What do you think are the advantages to having 2 directors on a project?
Well, when you're working on a solo project, sometimes things can get a little stale, especially when you've got no one else to bounce ideas off of or to even like hype you up when you've just filmed like a really cool, fun section of a scene and you just want to show it off to someone. I think machinima making is traditionally quite a lonely hobby, and I'd imagine just having someone else there must be motivating, right, Penny?
Right, yeah. Having another set of eyes or having that person you can talk to during your filming process is a huge benefit. 2 minds work better than 1. Like she said earlier, sometimes it can be very lonely on your project, and having a co-writer, but most importantly, a friend to join you on this storytelling journey, makes the whole project so much more rewarding. Well, guys, those are all the questions we have. Thank you so much for submitting. We had a blast answering them. We really hope that our panel brought some information to how collaborations work. This is just our take on how we work. Everybody else is different. I also want to say it's been so much fun working with Tia. We have such a blast and I look forward to writing more episodes with her. We also want to send a huge shout out to our cast. You guys are amazing and have really brought these characters to life. And also one special shout out to Raskow, who has made some incredible animations for Bayview and has really brought it to life. Thank you. Well, guys, thank you. That's all we have for today, and hopefully we'll have the next episode for you soon.